All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Alex Popovich. I am the curriculum supervisor for the Twinsburg City Schools. Also spent the last 19 years at the high school, so plenty of opportunities working with high school students and families in the variety of roles that I served. And one of those challenges for my new role is trying to develop some curriculum that is going to get our workforce development and our career readiness initiatives off the ground here in the Twinsburg City Schools. So, tonight, I just want to throw in one little course option for our class of 2023, our juniors, our current juniors, to consider. I am out, of course, presenting to classes when we're going through our scheduling selections. But as those scheduling selections start to get made in the middle of February, if this is a course that sounds appealing to you, I'd encourage you to sign up for it. So, without further ado, I'm going to give you the background for our Connections course, which will be new for the high school beginning with the 2022-2023 school year. So, one of the things that we noticed looking at some background in the past, just last year's graduation class of 2021, out of the 322 students that graduated, which you can see is a variety of students that achieved well with 123 honors diplomas. They also 67% of them, two-thirds of them, went to a four-year college. Another 8% entered into a two-year college, and actually it's less than 1% of seniors enlisted in a branch of the armed services, which leaves about 24%, or roughly one quarter, of those seniors that graduated last year seeking employment only after graduation. So, with all the challenges that basically the world is facing for labor shortage and everything, we're trying to give our students a little bit of a head start in making some connections. So there is the reason for the title, but we are really hopeful to bring our students and our surrounding communities together. We want to expose students to workforce development and give them expectations and opportunities for the future. We also want to partner with local businesses and organizations to provide them with some insight of what the upcoming workforce is going to be. So if this is done correctly, which we're going to try like heck to make it happen, it's going to be a win-win for all. So who is this course for? Again, Connections course, and it's course code 490. It will be beginning with the class of 2023, so our current juniors. So I would say that the majority of the reasons why we came up with this course is in my experience as an assistant principal at the high school, speaking with some seniors during their senior year, knowing a lot of them really only needed to take a few required courses, maybe that fourth year of English and the fourth year of math, and possibly considering like a third year of science, or they just needed some other elective credit. They always had to sign up for and at least be enrolled in 5 classes or 5 credits so they could stay eligible for activities. They could be considered a full-time student in the eyes of the state of Ohio. And so with that, we wanted to create a course that would give them some opportunity to get out. Not quite like a career program as we've had with students at CVCC, which is career technical education all the way through. But this would just allow them some opportunities to get some on-site shadowing experience that could potentially lead to either internships or even employment. What do we want? As Mr. Lynn always says at the high school, we want students to know what their E is. They're trying to figure out if they want to enroll, enlist, or employ. So who's this course for? Well, it's truly for any senior of any academic ability level. We want to find opportunities for our students to learn, what they might like to do after graduation, but also it's not bad for them to realize, hey, this is a field I wouldn't want to go into, but because I got this experience and this exposure, I definitely know, some more things to say, all right, I'm going to lean towards this avenue for maybe my next choice. I could only encourage students so much that this is not meant for a specific audience. This is really, in essence, though, some sort of individual needs that each student might have that this course would provide or give them opportunities. So it is for those that are college bound. It is for those that maybe want to enlist, and it is for those that want to look for straight employment. It is for students that, might be students that do well academically, or it might be for students that aren't exactly a favor, love the classroom work, but really enjoy hands-on experiences. This would be an excellent opportunity for them, regardless of ability level whatsoever. The course itself will provide 2 total credits. So if you are a senior that maybe only needs to sign up for 5 credits, if you took your 4th year of English, your 4th year of math, and maybe you needed your 3rd year of science, or you needed a academic elective, or you were taking a year of a language, whatever it be, if you sign up for this course would also provide you 1 credit in social studies as well as 1 elective credit. And you'll see why. We're really opening up a full day of your schedule within the blue-white rotation that's going to allow for you to be on campus of other organizations a minimum of 160 hours throughout the year. And it might be more than that. So we're trying to provide schedule flexibility and availability for that school year next year. And we're trying to also encourage that there is a seminar portion that's held every 2 weeks on campus. So you still stay tied back to the classroom for this class when you are either in Mrs. Houston or Mr. Bell's class, that you'll meet once every 2 weeks on campus throughout the course of the year. So depending on the master schedule, you could eventually be on campus 3 days a week and off campus 2 days a week, whether maybe you are in the blue day or the white day. But the thought process is if you take your English 12, your college math, and your 3rd class that you need, maybe on the blue day, even if you had a 4th class you needed, your white day could be maybe reserved for this connections coursework, and that would allow you, other than every 2 weeks when it hits on a Monday, 2 full days a week for you to go out to these sites and have that experiential learning. So our calendar or projected timeline that we're throwing out for next year is, when we return in August, students would report to the class it'll be either, on the blue day or the white day, it'll be either block 2 or block 3, somewhere in the schedule that allows flexibility for those students that have it. But you would, report to the class, go to class with either Mr. Bell or Mrs. Houston, whichever group you end up in. And you engage in soft skill development, and you begin planning your calendar for their shadowing experiences for the year. Some of the partners that we're meeting with, they'll develop connections. They might come in virtually or physically to come in and address the group. There's something where there's opportunities there for us to kind of get to know one another and learn a little bit about what you're going to be doing. And then experiences in these different career fields as part of 5-week rotations will take place from October through the end of April. After that, seniors would be making sure that in May they're working on their capstone project. They're going to present their capstone projects at the end to faculty members, families, and partners, similar to how we used to do senior symposium with the senior experience. But this is a full year-long course. I'm really struggling to say that. Full year-long course that you would then be capping it off with that final presentation in May before graduation. Just an example of what the potential 5-week rotations would look like. You'd be possibly beginning your first placement, beginning of October, going out till about the beginning of November, and you can see down the line the potential there is for 5-week rotations. You're probably going to average around 10 to 12 hours a week, if not more, at each placement. It could be more, it could be less, depending on the partner, but it's most likely going to be 10 hours minimum, I should say. And therefore, you're going to get around 50 hours of experience with each of these fields. Now, these are some of the objectives of the course that you're going to be working on throughout the year. It's not just at the front end, but, we're trying to develop soft skills for employability. You want to make sure that you understand to be reliable. There'll be work ethics, punctuality, discipline, and you can see down the line that there's plenty of topics that will be discussed, but a lot of it's going to also be determined as the course develops. We are going to be in constant communication with the partners. You'll be evaluated based on how you're doing there and at these placements, as well as how you're doing within the coursework back on campus. So there's opportunities there to really try to get almost like an internship kind of feel and evaluation during your senior year of high school. Some of the partners that we are having conversations with and trying to lock in and get committed for next year, we do hope that they're within 30 minutes of driving distance. Yes, we are going to make sure that, if you are a student that signs up for this course, transportation is to be provided on your own to these placements. So that may make some things difficult. If it becomes the defining characteristic of why you do not want to sign up for this course, let's have a conversation about that. Maybe there's something we could figure out, or we can find some partners that are a lot closer. But we do want to make sure that these partners are the right match for our students as well. So some of the things that we are looking at is to try to find some career fields in healthcare, manufacturing, entertainment, retail, marketing, IT, human resources, nonprofit, health and wellness, restaurant industry, beauty, real estate, consulting, trade, nonprofit, sports and arts, child care. And really, we are not going to turn anyone down as a potential partner. We are more likely going to evaluate it, though, and see if it's the right fit. We don't want to say no to anybody right up the front, but we want to make sure that our intentions, that this is a learning experience for our students, is first and foremost. There are some partners that are very anxious to fill their workforce. It could be a good thing, but it also could be something we have to be cautionary about, because we don't want to just push students into fields that they may have zero interest in, or partners that are trying to basically find people to work right away. And we're hoping to have students get exposed to these opportunities and to learn. So we are going to have monthly virtual meetings with the partners to kind of make sure that they're kept up to speed with their expectations of our program, our students, and our teachers, and that they'll also be in contact with us about how the students are performing, other than, in addition to our own site visits that myself, Mrs. Houston, and Mr. Bell will be conducting. So our next steps, well, we got this Course Connections approved. That was at the curriculum committee meeting, so I apologize for that message, but we're getting out in the high school classrooms. We're finalizing the course selection numbers in mid-February, and we're hoping to basically lock in the final course of study at the Future Curriculum Technology Committee. So if you have any questions, please reach out to me. Some of you may even remember me from being at the high school last couple of years, so I will definitely take any questions via email. Parents, partners, students, I'm the point of contact for this program and this course that we're developing, but I'm excited to try to make these connections. And hopefully this is the right fit for you as you're trying to work out your schedule for senior year. All right. Thank you, and have fun listening to the rest of the presentation tonight.